I'm going to explain why I'm doing the different poses that I'm doing. So the spine moves in 6 different ways. It moves this way, to the side, and it twists. So I think in the morning when you're just getting up, it's really great to move the spine in all those directions. So that's the first few poses we'll do. So come onto hands and knees. Your shoulders will be over your wrists and your hips over your knees. This is tabletop position. And on the inhale, drop the belly, lift the head towards the sky. This is cow pose. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, drop the face, cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, broaden the collarbones, lift the face, cow pose. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, belly to spine, drop the face, cat pose. Take a couple of more rounds of cat and cow at your own pace. So follow the breath with cat pose on the exhale and cow pose on the inhale. Come to a neutral position, and I'm using a block, but you can use a pillow, anything you can sit on that would bring your hips higher than your knees. When you're sitting on the ground flat on the ground and your hips aren't higher than your knees, that can lead to discomfort in either the hips and the back. So yeah, having something to sit on really helps with these sitting postures and with meditation as well. Okay, so inhale, draw the arms out and up. Exhale, twist to the right, placing your right palm on the sacrum, the lower back, and your left hand on the outside of the right thigh, gazing over that right shoulder. So you're twisting from the middle of the body, and on each exhale, you're trying to twist a bit deeper. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, palms press. Exhale, lower to the left side, placing your right hand outside your left thigh and your left hand onto your left sacrum, gazing over your left shoulder. Twists are known to have detoxifying qualities, so imagine your midsection like a washcloth, just getting rid of toxins in your body. Inhale through center, arms up. Interlace the fingers, press the palms towards the ceiling, and begin to lean to the right. So this is the last movement of the spine. We went laterally, we did some twists, and now we're doing flexion. Inhale through center, exhale, lean to the left. Inhale through center. Remove whatever you're sitting on. and come back into hands and knees. And we're going to come into downward facing dog, and I'm pretty sure you told me you don't like downward facing dog, but I think it's good to do just at least once to get the hamstrings warmed up. And so to come into downward facing dog, you're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips, and come down into an upside down V shape. So in downward facing dog, your feet are hip distance apart and your hands are shoulder distance apart. Your heels are moving towards the ground, and there can be a bend in the knee. This is downward facing dog as much as this is. It just depends on how you're made up. And so shaking the head, yes. Shaking it no can be nice here to get rid of any tension. And part of the magic of yoga is having the hips higher than the head, like an inversion. That's why you feel all nice and light after yoga. And on the next exhale, bring the knees to the ground, untuck the toes, come back into child's pose. So in child's pose, you have two options here. You can have your knees together and then your arms come beside you like this. Or you can have space in between your legs with your arms out in front of you, whichever is more comfortable. In both positions, your forehead is touching the ground. Inhale, come back through hands and knees. Inhale, sweep the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the right arm through your left hand and your left leg, threading the needle. Option here is to bring your left hand out in front of you or out and around towards your right hip, creating a bind. Bring the left arm back towards the sky if you were in a bind. Press the left arm into the mat as you bring your right arm back up towards the sky. Exhale, come back into tabletop. Inhale, lift the left arm towards the sky. Exhale, thread the left arm through, threading the needle. And then taking that right arm wherever is comfortable out in front of you or around to your left hip for a bind. Lift the right arm up towards the sky, press into the mat, and then make your way into a seated position. We're going to do a hip opener. So we're going to take your right leg and cross it over your left. And then you're going to bring your left leg around. So your knees are going to be stacked on top of each other. And it doesn't really matter. The most important part is that your knees are stacked over each other. That will just help with the opening in the hip. And the tops of your feet are trying to get onto the floor, but as you can see, mine, it's just not the case for me. So that's your intention. And so straighten the back, relax the shoulders, and then fold over yourself however far you'd like to go. In the morning when you're doing this, you're probably pretty tight from sleeping, but you should feel this in the right outer hip. And so just breathe into the spot that you're feeling the stretch in. It's said that we hold tension and emotions in the hips, so although this pose can be pretty intense, I tend to feel very light after it. So it's a great pose to do in the morning. Begin to walk your hands into your body. Now to switch over to the side, we're going to do a fun little move. So begin walking your hands towards the left and just keep walking them, keep walking them, keep walking them until you lower your right leg. And so your left leg should be on top of your right leg right now. And if that didn't work out for you, you can just get out of the pose and this time make sure your left leg is on top of your right. And so again, we're going to have our knees on top of each other with the tops of our feet coming in towards our hips and intending them to the tops of the feet to come on top of the carpet. So inhale to straighten the back, relax the shoulders. Exhale to walk out the hands. And so the stretch may feel very different on the other side. I know right now my left hip seems a lot tighter than my right. So this is as far as I'm gonna go, and that's okay, as long as you're feeling the stretch in the outer hip. Okay. Bring your legs out in front of you And then bring your left foot into your right inner thigh. And then straighten up a bit and rotate slightly over that right foot. Begin walking your hands to either your shin, your ankle, or your foot. And this is head to knee pose, so once you find where you would like to hold on to, begin to lower down. And this is a great pose because you can modify however you're feeling that day. So if you're feeling pretty tight, you can just hold on to the calves and slightly bend over. And if you're feeling super loose, you could go for the ankles and really try to get the head to the knee if your body's allowing it. But I think in the morning it's a great stretch to just modify this in whatever way that is best for you. Yeah, so in this pose, your quads are slightly engaged, your right foot is flexed, your shoulders are relaxed, no tension in the jaw. And begin to walk your hands back in towards you. Bring your right foot, side of your left inner thigh, your left leg lengthens out. Straighten the spine, relax the shoulders, rotate slightly over that left leg, and walk your hands out to whatever is accessible. Begin to walk your hands through the center, and then bring your left sole of the foot to meet your right sole of the foot. And for this pose, whatever is most comfortable for you, if you'd like to have your heels closer to your pubic bone, this would be a more intense stretch, but having them further out is intense as well, but in a different way. So yeah, just try with that footing and see what's more comfortable for you. And when you find the sweet spot, just begin to walk the hands out, folding. The sequence has a lot of folding poses, and I really like folding poses because they induce a calming quality. And they're also very introspective too. You're folding into yourself. Begin to walk your hands closer to your body. Lift your knees up using your hands if that's helpful. You can keep the knees bent as you lay onto your back and lower the knees to the left. And you can't really see me, but have cactus arms or you can have T arms, whichever is more comfortable. And lay on the ground, looking over your right arm for a twist. So your knees are coming up towards the left arm. Breathing here. Inhale, the legs through center. Exhale. Gaze over to the left side. Inhale, the legs through center. Make your way up into a seated position. And thank you so much for letting me share this video with you. It was my pleasure. So inhale, sweep the arms up, palms press, gaze, draw the hands through center. Namaste.